I know you've been evolving your policies. You've made some changes. You've been allowing refunds, allowing cancellations. Talk to us about the policy as it stands right now. If you want to cancel a trip anywhere in the world because of this, how is Airbnb responding?
That's exactly right, which is we now have a global policy in place that allows a guest to be able to cancel regardless of where they're traveling. We put this in place based on guidance and counsel that we've been receiving from governments, from healthcare experts, with really one point or one focus in mind, and that is what can we do to make sure that we're doing everything in our power to prioritize health and safety. Obviously, this is a global pandemic, very sensitive to people being put in a position where they may feel like they have to travel, and wanted to do everything that we could to make sure that guests were not being put in that position. And so we really anchored our decision making in what is in the best health interest of the communities we're in, our hosts, our guests, and really what we can do as a responsible platform given what's going on in the world right now.
And look, I know Airbnb is in a unique position. This is a two-sided marketplace. It's not just about the visitors, but it is about the hosts and money that they also depend on. But are you saying that anyone who cancels a trip, for example, will not only get their stay refunded, but also their Airbnb fees?
That's exactly right. We're refunding 100% of our fees, and the policy really does apply across the board for anyone who is out there looking to cancel a reservation. By the way, I should really emphasize that the vast, vast majority of the Airbnb hosts were already doing this on their own outside of their pre-existing cancellation policies. So our hosts are already generally doing this. We wanted to make sure that we did it, including all of our fees, and again, really prioritizing the overall health and safety of the communities that we operate in. That's really how we have thought about this.
Right.
As you referenced, right, it is a two-sided marketplace, and we do know that that has a real impact on our hosts, and we've made really clear in any number of ways that we're exploring a variety of ideas and options so that we can be in a position to help those hosts as we go forward through this. Airbnb is ultimately a two-sided marketplace where we're trying to economically empower people. But obviously, there's huge things going on in the world. And when we thought about the hierarchy of needs, first and foremost was really making sure that we're doing what we could do to prioritize the health and safety issues.
So you sent a letter to U.S. policymakers today. You're asking Congress to work together on policy solutions that can help the travel industry through this. What exactly are you asking for? I mean, are you planning to give or hoping to be able to give financial assistance to your hosts directly?
Yeah, first and foremost, we are exploring a variety of ideas and ways that we can help provide support to our hosts as we go forward. We specifically wrote to Congress today in the context of the larger conversation about a relief package to help Americans all over the country. And want to give great credit to the leadership that we're seeing in Congress as they begin to think about it. Obviously, a lot of conversations about what type of support can be given to the larger travel and tourism sector. Airbnb is a little bit different in the sense that the vast majority of the economics that Airbnb generates around the world, but here in the US, actually go out to the hosts. And they're just everyday people. They make up to 97% of what they list their home for. We know that half of our hosts, over half, depend on the economics to meet their monthly needs. A quarter of them tell us that they would face an eviction or foreclosure. But look at, behind all the stats and figures, these are real people. 14% of our hosts in this country are teachers, educators. These are nurses out there actually on the front lines helping people right now. There are seniors who really are on fixed incomes and depend on this economics. So we're asking Congress as they go through this process to get out much needed support, that we actually think about these small working men and women out there who do depend on platforms like Airbnb to help make their ends meet. And we're really hopeful that as they go through this process, we can think about those folks and making sure that they get some support.
Chris, we've got 20 seconds left. Quickly,
Sure.
Does this impact Airbnb's plans to go public this year? Yes, no?
Well, as you know, we're in a quiet period. I'm very limited in terms of what I can say. We've obviously put out guidance in the past indicating that 2020 is the year that we're going to go public.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.